Hello everybody, my name is Wandering Mist and welcome back to my web development tutorials. In this video we're going to look at how you can take your Scrimba projects in the Scrimba editor and put them on your local machine and make sure they're working properly. If you're watching this, you are likely from the Scrimba community and you're looking to fly the nest and work on your own local machine. In order to do this, you will need to have Visual Studio Code, the live server extension for Visual Studio Code, and Node.js installed. If you haven't got those done already and don't know what to do, please go back to my previous video where I went through the whole setup for doing that. So I'm going to assume that you've got those all set up and running and they're as they should be. So the thing about Scrimba is that it does a lot of things behind the scenes that make it just work. And that's great for when you're learning because it takes away a lot of the complicated back-end stuff that you need to be able to do and just lets you get on with learning the front-end coding, which is fantastic. But now we're looking to go onto our local machine, which means we've got to do some of that back-end stuff ourselves. Now, that sounds very scary, but don't worry, it's not as complicated as you think it is. We're going to run through it together. So I'm on this page. This is from the front-end career path, the React Basics portion, the Airbnb. Okay, and you can see if I click on this button here, you can see that this page opens fully. This is what it should look like. So keep this in mind. When you go put the code onto your local machine, this is what should appear in the web browser. Okay, or something like this. Yeah. If we get a blank white screen, we know there's something wrong, okay? So we're going to download this project onto our local machine, and then we're going to run it through Visual Studio Code. So to do that, we're going to start off down here in the bottom right-hand corner, little cog. We're going to click on that, and we're going to click Download as Zip. So we're going to download it as zip. You see it's downloaded. Depending on the size of the project, it might take a little while, and depending on your internet connection. But this is downloaded. Okay, so then I'm going to open this up. Now, very important step here. So this is my downloads folder, and there's my the project that I've just downloaded. Very, very important. You need to make sure that you extract these files before you try putting them into Visual Studio Code. Otherwise, they just won't show up in Visual Studio Code. So we've got to click extract. Yeah, and extract. Okay, so here's my now extracted files. So now I can open this folder in Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to just right click, show more options because I'm on Windows 11, and then open with code. And if you don't have this option available, then you can just drag and drop the folder into Visual Studio Code and it will open automatically. Okay, so we're here. It will give you this message to ask if you trust the authors of the file. If you say no, it will do it in restricted mode, which just protects you a little bit. I know everything in this code, so I'm just going to go, yes, I trust this folder and trust that. Okay, so we're here. Now, if you remember from the previous video, what we did was we used the live server to start everything up. Okay, so let's try doing that. Yeah, I'm going to go down here to the bottom right-hand corner and click Live Server. There is a white screen. This is the server running. In fact, what I'm just going to do is just have this here. Let's just do this. God, I love window snapping. There we go. Okay, the server is started on port 550. There's our project. Blank screen. Oh dear, that hasn't worked. So what's gone wrong? This is a React project, which means that there are some added complications. See, the thing about React is that the web browser doesn't know what to do with a bunch of React files. So we've got all of these files here, car.js, hero.js, navbar.js, etc. But the web browser doesn't know what to do with this natively out of the box. So we've got to give it some help. And in fact, if we go into our index.html, here you can see there's this script tag And this script tag says that the source is index.pack.js. That's odd. There isn't an index.pack.js file in here. Nowhere to be seen. So what is it? What is this file? Well, as I said, Scrimba does a lot of things behind the scenes, and one of the things it does is it bundles all of our files together. It uses a package called Webpack, which you might remember we installed on the previous video, just as a little test to see that npm was working. Yeah, so it uses Webpack. Webpack is a web bundler. So what it basically does is it looks at our project, it finds all of the JavaScript files, it bundles them all together into a single file, and then sends that to the web browser. Yeah? And this is very important for React. So this index.pack.js file is what we need to run the server, and we don't have it right now. So how do we get that working? Well, first things first, we've got to install Webpack. So again, going back to the previous video, remember when we did the Webpack install, Node gave us a package.json file, it gave us a package lock.json file, and a Node modules folder. So we've got the package.json file, which is right here, but there's no Node modules folder, and there's no package lock.json file. In our package.json file here, you can see we've got our dependencies here, so React and React DOM, these are what we need for React to work, and then Webpack and Babel, which is what we need Webpack to work. Okay, so how do we get that? Well, if you remember from the previous lesson, what we did was we need to, along the top, click terminal, click new terminal. Okay, and we're going to use the command that we used last time, so type this out with me. We're going to go npm install. Click enter. Might take a while to just get everything going depending on your internet connection, but once that's all done, you can see some changes will happen eventually. I'll be right back as soon as this is downloaded. Alright, so we have our dependencies all installed. Remember, npm is the supermarket that we get all our packages from, and when we do npm install, it looks at our package.json file and installs all of our dependencies all in one go. So that's all installed. Now, it says here we've got some vulnerabilities. Don't worry about these right now. These are development vulnerabilities. When we go to production, when we build our project to publish onto the website, then these vulnerabilities will go away. So don't worry about those. Everything has installed correctly, and we can check by seeing up here, we've got our node modules folder is now here, and our package lock.json file. Now, we're still not done, unfortunately, because again, if I try and run this project in live server, so I've just clicked to cancel the port and then done live server again. There it is in the new tab, and still nothing. Okay, and that's because we've got Webpack in our project now, but we're not using it. So what we can do, if you have a look here, in our package.json file, we've got a couple of scripts. Scripts are just commands that we can run that tell the node to do various things. We've got two scripts here that Webpack has provided us. So the watch script. Watch script tells the program to bundle all of our JavaScript files together, send it to the web browser, but then also tells it to look for changes in the program. Yeah, which means that when we're running the watch command, anytime we make changes to our program and save a file, it will automatically update whatever's on the web browser, just like we had before with the live server plugin. The build command does a similar thing, except it does it a little bit more neatly, packaged up for production, but doesn't include the watch functionality on it. So when we're still developing our program, then we use the watch command. When we've finished our program and we're ready to put our app or our website online so that everybody can view it, then we use the build command. Okay, so down in the terminal right here, type this out with me. We're going to go npm run dev. Okay, so npm run tells Node we want to run a script. We have a script in our package.json file and we want to run it. And then we're going to say, right, this is our dev. This is the dev project. The dev script. Okay, so we want to run the dev script. We're going to press enter. We get an error. Now, why did this happen? Have a look, see what it says. Yeah, it says missing script dev. So this is an important point. You need to make sure that whatever's here, so the blue here, it's got to be the right script, okay? Very, very important. So it's not npm run dev, it is npm run watch. Make sure if you ever get an error like this, yeah, double check a couple of things. Make sure that you're in the correct folder. Yeah, you need to be running this from the folder that has the package.json file. And then if the script doesn't work, go into your package.json file and check the scripts. Yeah, only registered scripts will work. Okay, so we've done that now. We've done our npm run watch. Fantastic. And we're here. So you can see it's built our project, yeah, in 966 milliseconds. Fantastic. And if you have a look in our file structure, what's happened? Yeah, we've got our index.pack.js file. It's there. We've got it. So we're here. And you see, this is a big file. Like I said, what this does is it takes all of our other JavaScript files, bundles them all together, puts them into a single file, and then we'll send it to the web browser. Okay? And so now, if I click refresh on the web page, bam, we're here. Okay? There is our project exactly as it was in the screen, in the other screen here. There we go. There we go. See? They're all there. Okay? And so that's now set up, and that's everything as it should be. Okay? And then we can alter our project just like we did before. No worries at all. Okay? So we can do this for all of our projects. There are some very simple projects that you might not need to do this on, but I would still do it for all of them, just so you're there, you get that practice in, and then everything's ready to go. So that's it for now. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please look me up on Discord. Ask any questions you like. My name is Mist on the Scrimba Learning Discord. And aside from that, have a fantastic day. Keep coding, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.